What I enjoyed was the patiently wait performance. That was amazing. I loved it. I was even dancing. I was like, I can patiently wait. I took an old lady with me because I invited her on the street. I know it seems a bit weird, yeah, but I invited her. I was like, hi, I was talking about the love school. And she was like, yeah, she'll come. And I went with my cousin and she really enjoyed it. Surprisingly, she found a boyfriend after that. I'll find a friend to go with, hopefully my mum, because she missed last year's. My cousin again, some other friends, and whoever wants to come with me. First of all, I learned that there's not a perfect person, because when you look for someone, you tend to say, I need to find Mr. Right, I need to find Mrs. Right, but how can you find Mr. Right or Mrs. Right when you're not right within yourself? I'm actually looking forward to hearing what they're going to talk about this time, because they spoke about a lot, like marriages and divorce rates and so on. I want to know what they're going to talk about. He has to be tall, cute. If he starts making conversation, you know, make a little conversation, then we'll see how it goes. But, you know, after what I've heard, not to rush into things. My name's Keisha, and I'll be there at the Love School 2014.
Good evening and welcome to tonight's Finding Answers. Now, we all know that we have fears. You have fears, I have fears. And tonight's program has come around again where we're talking about another type of fear. Now, this fear, when I mention it to you, you may think it's strange, but as the program progresses, you're going to understand why. And maybe this is a sort of fear that you have. What fear am I talking about? Well, tonight's fear is known as chronophobia. Chronophobia. Do you know what that means? I was going to do an impression of a Greek accent. My wife, when I told her the subject tonight, she said that famous line from My Big Fat Greek Wedding, where, you know, the word chrono comes from the Greek word meaning time. Right? And phobia obviously means fear. So there are people that have a fear of time. How can that be? Well, we're going to explain a bit in a few moments' time, but there are people that do have this fear of time. Time running away ahead of them, and it's like they're stuck. They're not able to do anything with their lives anymore. Tonight's guest will be talking about that. She'll be hitting that subject, and her story is an amazing one. It's a very powerful story. Today, her life is totally changed, and you're going to hear what happens to her. Now, I want to show you this video on chronophobia. Take a look at this.
Chronophobia is the fear of time. People who suffer from this phobia may fear that time is moving too fast, or the individual is just unable to comprehend time, which means that time for them seems to speed up or slow down. Chronophobia is what we call a specific phobia, just like a phobia of snakes or heights. Approximately 12.5% of the population have a specific phobia in their lifetime. Chronophobia is especially common in prison inmates and the elderly, but also is more likely to occur in people who have an extreme amount of stress and anxiety in their life. For people who feel that events are moving too fast, such as prison inmates, they start to contemplate time extensively because it's now a very important and dominating aspect of their life. The elderly exhibit more of a risk to chronophobia because they feel like death is closer than it's ever been before.
I hope that sheds some light on the topic tonight of chronophobia. The prison inmate who, whether guilty or not guilty, Now they find themselves in a prison cell serving a number of years. So they probably think, time is running by. I'm in this confined space and look what's going to happen with me. I'm going to spend the most of my life or the rest of my life in a prison cell. So there's that fear of time, right? The elderly whose life is coming to an end. So they have that fear, what's going to happen? So you have the idea of what the word chronophobia is all about. So with me tonight is Victoria. Good evening, Victoria.
Good evening.
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you very much.
So you were doing some research on chronophobia.
Mm-hmm.
Did you find anything else quite interesting about it? Any stats or anything like that?
It's actually a very rare phobia.
Right.
So I couldn't get any specific statistics on the actual number of people diagnosed with a phobia, but it is something called a specific phobia.
Yeah.
So
That's probably different from the phobias like most people have, like rats or snakes, spiders, that sort of thing. Right?
So I did find that 12% of the population have what's called a specific phobia.
Right.
Which doesn't sound a lot, but actually that is quite
and when
a
you
lot.
think about it, the fear of time, right? Some people may think, well, that's a strange fear. But as we delve into it, and as the video mentioned, that, prison inmates, if they're in prison, as we said, then it's like, I was trying to think of myself being in prison. And, now I'm here, what's going to happen for the rest of my life? And so it's like that fear of nothingness, doing nothing, wasting time. And so I'm going to talk about that later on in the program, right? We're going to change things around a bit. There's a letter. I don't know if you have the letter that someone has written. I would like to read one of them, and it expresses this kind of fear of time, yeah? Do you want to have a read?
Absolutely, yeah. I've got 3. I'll read the first one,
Yes.
shall I? So this is from Steve. I know this may seem stupid. Basically, I turn 50 in 2 months, and I'm in a total state of panic. I'm divorced, I'm in debt, and I'm working a mediocre job that I believe I will lose any day now. My children are in their late teens and early 20s, so still rely on me a bit, quite financially. This all causes me terror every day I wake up and think, where has the time gone? What have I done with my life? I feel like I don't have much time left. I don't even own my own assets. I don't know if this is depression, old age, or a midlife crisis, but I need to do something. Do you have any advice?
Right, so Steve, right?
Yes.
So that's a typical example of someone who suffers with this phobia, right? You are 50, your children are grown up, and as you said, the idea of by reaching this age, you should have certain things in life. And as you said, I don't have certain assets, and things aren't moving on. So it's like, for the 50 years of my life, I haven't achieved certain things. And maybe you are feeling this way as Steve does. Maybe you look at yourself, your life, that could be your career, your love life, your health maybe. You look at the different areas of your life and you compare yourself to other people. And then you see that maybe you haven't made it. You haven't reached a certain point in your life where you're stable, where you're happy. And what is the worst thing? The worst thing is now, like Steve is doing, is to think it's all over. Like I'm going to die next year. Well, we don't know when we're going to die, but you can't think negatively, right? You've got to move on. You've got to set goals for yourself, Steve, and move forward in life. And what you didn't achieve in the first 50 years of your life, maybe you can achieve in the next 5, 10, who knows? But the fear of time, I hope that this letter, this email, has kind of made you understand, and maybe you didn't think you had this fear, but maybe your life is stuck. You are stuck now in this cycle of not doing anything to change your life. You are worried about it. Instead of looking at the ways you can get out of it and achieve the things that you want, your fear is holding you back. So I would like to invite you to give us a call. And there'll be someone at the end of the line to advise you, and even, if you wish, to say a prayer for you. And at the end of the program, I'll be saying a prayer for all of you who would like to call in and include your name, so that I will be praying for you. If you say, I have a fear of time, I am stuck in time, my life is not moving forward, think rationally. Think now with your mind. The word fear means an emotion that causes fear or pain, or the impending fear or pain. Now think about it, right? Think about it. It's just an emotion, a feeling. You've got to go past that feeling and start thinking about what I can actively do to achieve the things that I want, right? I'm saying too much now. I'm going to open the lines. The lines are open now. If you'd like to give us a call, the number is 0207 686 6300. If you'd like to email us, Victoria will answer the emails or read them out to us. And the email address is, Victoria?
The email address is help@findinganswers.tv.
There you go. All right, we're going to be back after the quick break, and we're going to introduce you to a lady, and you're going to hear her amazing story. All right, her name is Josie Martins. No, it's not Josie Martins. I'm going to get the name right because I even got it wrong before the program. Okay, we'll be back after this quick break.
Click on to uckg.org for all the latest happenings at the UCKG Help Centre. It's dynamic, interesting and full of content that will add to your daily life. Keep up to date with all the latest info on events up and down the country at a UCKG closest to you. There's something for everyone and you're invited. Check out what we've done previously and update your calendar with what's coming up next. Ladies, especially for you, presenters and authors Nanda Becerra, Esther Becerra, Chris Cardoso and Viviani Freitas share with you advice on becoming a better woman. Read their top tips on health, beauty, love and well-being, all aimed at helping you become the woman you were created to be. And if you're looking for food for the soul and personal development, then check out messages from world-renowned spiritual leader Bishop Macedo, as well as character-building blogs from Bishops Renato and Celso Jr. It's spiritual intelligence for your life. And for all you young guys and girls, why not check out our section dedicated to youth? Real talk, real advice, and a whole lot of fun. Catch cool clips of their shows and listen to the catchiest VYG record track. Want some inspiration? Watch our live transformational videos, recent programs, plus all the promos and coverage of some of our best shows and events.
Hello, very good evening to all of you. This is Finding Answers.
Finding us is easy. Wherever you are in the UK, find the UCKG nearest to you at a click of a button. uckg.org. All you need at your fingertips.
Hi, the Chrissy B Show airs live on Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays, coming to your homes with entertainment, life issues as well as hard-hitting topics, coupled with friendly and practical advice. I love to look at the happier side of life and believe a person can achieve amazing things when they put their mind to it. The Chrissy B Show, always aiming to show you the happier side of life.
Welcome back to Finding Answers. Now, if you tuned in from the beginning or you just flip channels now, tonight's topic is chronophobia, which is the fear of death. Now, with me in the studio is our guest. Now, if I put Jose and I put Vanya together, you get Josevania. So let's introduce you now to our guest.
Pushing me for the rest of the week, so it's like a boost.
Things were really tight.
Today, the way I see myself is completely different.
Welcome back. So with me is Josevania Martins.
Oh, pleasure.
How are you?
Fine,
thank you for joining us on the program tonight.
Thank you very much.
So you have an amazing story, things that went tragically wrong in your life. But today you are here to tell your story,
Yes.
right? You are from Brazil.
I'm Brazilian, yeah.
Right. So you've been living here for how long now? in the
I
UK?
came to this country in 2011.
2011.
Yeah.
So not long.
Not long, yeah. To leave in 2011.
Yes.
I used to come since 2009, since I got married.
So, but your life, as you were telling me, you were explaining to me the main points of your life. You went through a lot. And you're going to be sharing that tonight with us.
Okay.
So, you grew up in an abusive family.
Yes.
Your father was abusive to you and your mother, right?
Yes.
Could you explain about that, please?
Well, he became addicted of alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
And then he used to hit my mother and hit me. And once he tried to kill my grandmother. She had a stroke and she was living with us.
Mm-hmm.
And he got a knife and tried to cut her neck.
Really?
Yes, many people in my family don't know that.
Right.
Only me, my mother. Maybe now they're going to school.
Why was he abusive, verbally abusive, to you and your mother and your grandmother?
Well, they had a difficult relationship between themselves.
Mm-hmm.
My mother, she is a difficult lady until nowadays. She's 71 now. My father is dead, has been killed because of the alcohol. He was extremely violent.
So when he would drink a lot, he would be abused. Was he a nice man when he wasn't drunk?
Yes, very nice man. He used to give me gifts and put me in his lap and things like that. And
He would be a loving husband.
Lovely father, lovely husband.
Yes.
And then when he went through the addiction, alcohol addiction, he became extremely
started to drink.
violent.
There are some people that when they drink, they're either violent or they're just happy drunkards, right? And in your case, he was violent.
Yes, extremely violent
with
us. And he didn't like people inside the home, for example, when he was drunk.
Mm-hmm.
Only me and my mother, nobody else.
He didn't want anyone else at home?
No.
So how did that affect you growing up?
Because he used to hit her. The first time that I saw, and that I remember, I was 3 years old. He tried to strangle her.
Strangle your mom?
Yeah, my mom.
Right.
Nobody in my family knew about that. Maybe they discovered now that.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, he used to hit her. And then I started to see this bad behavior. And then I was 17. And he tried to hit her, and I hit him.
You hit your father?
Hit him, and he came against me, and I had to stay outside home for 8 or 9 hours until
you were
he was
at this time around
17.
17.
And 1 year before I went to university.
Right.
Because I was 18, went to university and I left home, which was a relief for me at that time. Yeah.
Relief for you in one sense, but maybe leaving your mum behind to face that.
Yes, I used to come home once a month. Every time I used to come home was the same history: hitting her, or hitting my grandmother, or sleeping with a knife under the pillow.
Your mum would do that?
No, he used to.
He would do that.
Yeah, and I would say, Mother, how can you sleep with him with a knife under the pillow? I'm not going to leave my house.
Right.
And then I used to come back to university and so stressed with this situation.
Mm-hmm.
And
what were you studying at university?
Medicine. I'm a doctor. Yeah.
Medicine.
Yes.
Okay. So tell us then, because your father was a drunkard.
Yes.
But you started to drink as well.
Yes.
Please tell us what happened there.
Well, the first time I remember that I was drunk, I was 7 years old, because my house used to have a lot of parties with a lot of alcohol. It was a common habit in Brazil at that time. And I used to clean all the things that was on the table, and including the caipirinhas in Portuguese.
Right.
And I used to drink that like milk.
Right.
And my mother started.
So you would clear up the table, clear up all the drinks, and then you would
drinking that like taste was good. It was very sweet. And then my mother told me one day, go to buy something on the street, and I was drunk. And I started to walk like dizzy lady on the street, and she saw and she hit me.
Right.
And it didn't help.
So did you used to drink, did you used to continue from there?
Yeah, and then was martini, caipirinhas, and beers.
We're talking at a young age?
At a young age, yeah.
You started to drink yourself?
Yeah, and I went to university, it was worse because I had colleagues. And then at the time I had a boyfriend.
Right.
And we broke up because I decided to go to university.
Right.
And then a hard time for me because I really liked this
So you
guy.
met this guy?
Yes. I was in my small town. But when I went to university, I had to decide between him and the university. And I knew that the only way to get rid of this life, this hell that I was living, was to get a job, get some money, and flee from this place. Because at the age of 17, 18, I had no peace. I could not sleep properly. I used to have awful headaches at the age of 17. I still remember that. My heart used to race. Your father is coming. My heart was racing.
So the escape to university, but at the same time, you had a boyfriend, but you decided to break up with him.
Yes.
How long were you dating for?
Before the university date, 1 year.
A year.
Yeah.
So was that hard for you to break up with him?
For me, for himself, because he told me that I'm going to kill myself. And I was so selfish as well. They said, okay, kill yourself. I'm going to build my university.
Right.
But I paid a high price for this decision.
So you left him. How did you feel when you went to university on your own?
At the first moment, everything was good and new friends and things like that. But
were you partying as well?
Partying as well.
That free time to escape?
Free time. But then the second year, I'm feeling so lonely, so empty, and lack of money as well.
Right.
Because the only money they could send me was to pay the university and buy food. And I could not go out a lot. And then I used to drink small things, cheap things, like small beers or things like that.
To get drunk?
To get drunk, yeah.
Right. So that was a pattern.
And nobody knew.
The student life.
Yeah.
So would you drink to have a drink socially, or would you drink to kind of forget and get drunk?
To forget. I was sad, always sad. There was no reason. I was at university. I'd become a doctor soon, but I was not happy with that.
Right. So tell us what happened next then.
Well, next I finished university at the age of 23. I was 23 years old and I finished 1993. Yeah, I finished university. I moved to Rio de Janeiro because of job. I got jobs, got 2 stable jobs at the country, and the money was start to come. I stayed for I bought a flat in a small place in Rio, and then now that I bought a flat, I'll be happy. I was not happy. Okay, now I'm gonna buy a car. I will be happy. And then 1 year later, 1.5 years, I bought a car.
Nothing.
I was not happy. Okay, now I'm gonna buy a house on the beach. I'm gonna be happy.
You bought a house on the beach?
On the beach.
In Rio?
A place called Angra dos Reis.
Right.
It's 2.5 hours from Rio de Janeiro. Peaceful place.
Yeah.
Wonderful bay. It's very quiet
You
place.
would think, right? Dream house, the beach.
Beach, money, cars.
Money, house, car, everything.
Inside I was very sad.
Now, all this time, were you still drinking?
Yes, but nobody knew all this time.
You were a qualified doctor at the time.
Working in the hospital, I was doing my job.
Right.
And then I did, in Brazil, I used to work as an obstetrician and gynecologist. I used to do C-sections a lot and labors and all these. But during the job, I didn't drink at that time.
Right.
And then the problem was I go home, the first thing, I need to drink something. Or I need to go to a party, or tonight I need a man.
Hold on a minute. So you were a professional?
Yes.
Qualified doctor?
Yes.
Performing operations on women?
Many babies.
Yeah. But then, come clocking off time, you know, the professional suit would come off,
Yes.
and then it was...
The red dress, high heel, I go in the night looking for some fun. Any man in front of me, even if, for example, boyfriends of my colleagues, if they did something to me or that I didn't like, okay, I'm going to destroy this relationship because I don't have anybody. Why she's dating?
So
nobody likes me, nobody wants me.
So I'm going to spoil it for my friends.
Yes, I'm going to destroy the relationship.
So what did you do?
I used to flirt with their boyfriends. Once the stream was one of my colleagues went out on a table, and I started to scrub my feet under his leg, under the table, and I gave him my telephone number. And then the following day he went out, and I said, now it's finished. I had what I had what I was looking for. I don't want anything to you, but...
But that would carry on?
Carry on all the time.
You were destroying relationships, basically?
And destroy myself.
Right, yes, of course.
Yes.
So you weren't happy at all?
Yeah, completely sad. Completely sad.
Okay.
And then I had another relationship. It lasted for 7 years. And this guy used to drink a lot. And then for me it was a perfect, but we used to go to Carnival.
So you found someone?
Afterwards I was the age of 27 at the time.
Did you think that would change your life? You'd be happy now or not?
With him.
When you found him in the beginning?
Well, it was because he was 40, no, he died at the age of 42. I was 24, he was 30 something.
Yeah.
We lived together dating for 7 years, but he used to hit me, I used to hit him. I broke many of his cars, and then violent relationship. And then one day I took him to the police station because he hit me.
So you just mentioned there, he died after what, 7 years?
7 years, yeah.
What happened?
We went for Carnival, because Carnival in Brazil is the biggest party.
Yeah.
We spent 5 days drinking.
So I'm now you said you were in a red dress, high heels, you go out with guys.
Yes.
Now imagine at Carnival, how you'd be with your...
Completely drunk.
Yeah.
Drunk and flirting with everybody.
So for 5 days straight, you were there partying, drinking, both of you?
Both of
And what
me
happened?
and him.
Yeah.
And then we came home, and 2 days he died.
He died just like that?
Had a heart attack.
Yeah. How was that for you?
It was a shock, because I'm going to do now. I don't have anybody.
Yeah.
Because even though we had those problems, he was always there. 7 years.
7 years with him.
Like
you think now?
Cat and dog, but he was there. If I had a problem, I could call him at least.
Yeah.
Understand? But at that time, what am I going to do? I don't have anybody. Because I was living in Rio alone for quite a long time at that time. My mother was in another city. I had not many friends. You could understand why I didn't have many friends.
How did you feel? Your partner or husband?
No, we didn't get married.
Okay, so your partner of 7 years. 7 years. Though you had your quarrels and your fights and you report him to the police.
Yes.
But he's dead now. How did you feel inside with everything else that you had gone through?
Empty, completely empty.
Completely empty.
Empty. No focus in nothing.
So did that cause you to drink more?
And then, okay, now I'm going to buy some cans. I used to buy 60 cans of beer, put inside my car, and drive to Angra. And
drive to where?
Angra dos Reis is a place where we bought a house on the beach.
Oh, okay.
And I used to drink 60 cans of beer from Friday to Sunday.
And then Monday, you're back at work?
Yes.
Performing operations?
And then I used to stop to drink Sunday about midday to recover. And then I was dressed, working, nobody knew.
The suit, no one knew what you were going through?
No. Only my mother, sometimes she used to drink with me as well.
So you see already, right? This is just the tip of the iceberg of what she's gone through. If we had more time, you would have heard a lot more of her story. But maybe you are watching now, and maybe you can identify with her story. Maybe you are a professional. You are someone who Monday to Friday, you're at work, you know, you're qualified in what you do, you're an expert in what you do, but no one knows your secret. No one knows that you are maybe a closet alcoholic or a drug taker. And how long can you keep up this facade? How long can you keep on going on like this, right? Because I know definitely that what Josevania was going through, you're going through the same thing. How long can that drink sustain you for? It can't. The drugs can't sustain you. Whatever it is you're doing, the mask that you have over you, pretending, going out with friends, to forget your problems, forgetting time, right? You're trying to slow down time. But the thing is, when you are free from that drug overdose, when the alcohol wears off, when you come back home from those nights out partying, time comes back to you, the reality comes back to you. And it's like you're back at square one, and then it's that routine again. How long can you cope with that, right? You're going to hear Josevania's story, the rest of it, how her life changed. Like I said, if you're going through any problems, pick up the phone now. Give us a call. There is someone at the other end of the line who'll be able to help you. And actually, the way Josevania got help was exactly what you're doing now, sitting at home, watching a TV channel. So it worked for her. I know it's going to work for you. All right? We're going to go for a quick break and we'll be back to hear the rest of her story. We'll see you after this.
Hello and welcome back to Finding Answers. Now, we went off into the street to ask the general public whether they have a fear of time, and if so, how do they deal with that fear? Here's the video.
You know, there's no stereotype anymore.
Protect yourself, sometimes you probably do.
It will heal, but it will always...
They're humans, they have the ability to use their initiative.
Find it difficult to just be happy in this life.
Hi, Hi, I'm Victoria Edgecombe, and in tonight's Finding Answers programme, we have the topic chronophobia, which is a fear of time. So I'm going to be asking the general public, do you have a fear of time? And if so, how do you deal with that fear? We are often bombarded with information about how we don't have much time and time is running out. Do you feel the pressure of time? And if so, how do you deal with this pressure?
I think depend on the place where you live, no? And here in London, it's really all people feel the pressure of the time, no? And it's very, 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 very difficult. I think when I feel the pressure with the time, I take the car and run away to London.
Okay, so I'd say yes, I do feel the pressure of time. I think that pretty much anybody who's got a career or anything of that nature going on does. The way that I deal with it is basically scheduling. I'm not necessarily very good at keeping to my schedules, but I do definitely try to sort of timetable my life so that I can fit all the necessaries in. And that way you do feel that, you know, as much as the pressure of time might get to you, you can still live a very sort of fulfilled life.
So I'm Spanish, and I don't know why, but I'm feeling that here in London, time goes really, 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 really quickly. I don't know if it's because it's a big city or I don't know why, but yeah, and I'm always ended up doing something not as important or as urgent that I might be, you know, doing. So yeah, I'm always wasting my time, and I'm really bad organizing myself.
I think I would say I feel the pressure of time. I think we're kind of constantly feeling as though we need to kind of beat the clock kind of thing. And for me, what I do is I write a lot of lists, so I try and prioritize what I want to do. And I make quite a few goals in terms of what I want to achieve and what I want to accomplish in terms of my life. And then I kind of like work towards them in that way. That's how I find the most effective way to manage the pressures of time. Yeah.
It's a good point what that lady said there, that she makes schedules. In other words, she makes lists, and that gentleman also said there about, you know, prioritizing, writing a list of things to do, and you focus on that. Now, if we go back to the beginning with the prison inmates, what kind of list they're going to write, right? They're going to be in there for years. And so the fear, as we've been explaining, is what comes in and haunts that person, and they freeze and they're stuck in time. So if you do feel that way, for any reason, you're not a prison inmate, but maybe something else that's holding you back, and you have this fear of time, right? Fear of maybe starting something because you're afraid it will not work even, right? That's a sort of fear of time as well. So please give us a call. There's someone to advise you and help you at the other end of the line. So we're back with Josevania now, who has, till now, an amazing story. And though we're short for time, she's going to talk about her worst moment. So Josevania, welcome. Please tell us about the worst time in your life.
The worst moment happened when I went to Paraty, a city called Paraty, near Angra dos Reis.
So you were moving from city to city?
Yeah, I could not be inside my flat.
Right.
I could not be there. It was crazy stuff. And I used to go to Angra, but I was inside the home, and I used to catch a bus. I'm going to Paraty.
To stay there, or just for the day? Or?
No, for the day or for the night, to drink, to go to a club. And then this night, from Angra to Paraty takes about, depends where you are, takes about 30 minutes. Or maximum 50. And I got a bus, and I went there to my sister. And then I started to drink, and I hit her. And she, of course, she hit me. It's bigger than mine. And then I thought, okay, we are going to stop in a police station, okay? Because you are going to jail. And then I went to the police station. I got a bus, and I stopped in front of the police station. she made the mistake to leave the bus and follow me. And then I spoke to the policeman who was there at that time. And I told him, I want to make a complaint about my sister because, can you see my eye? She hit me. She said, I'm not going to do anything because you are drunk. When he said that, I jumped on him. Basically, I jumped on him. And that night, he put me in isolation place inside the police station.
Yeah.
And I still remember, I got the iron and I was hitting, pushing like that, and shaking.
You were drunk?
Drunk, like an animal. I was like an animal.
Yes.
The hair was like that. My eye, blind eye. Crazy. And then the night that I slept, my sister had to stay inside the police station till 6 a.m. When I woke up, and he opened the door and he asked me, "Do you know what did you do with me?" I don't remember. I'm sorry, I don't remember.
What did you do?
I scratched his face.
The policeman?
Yes. I was very lucky. And he told me, I'm going to give you a chance. He used to go to a church.
Why was that the worst moment?
Well, because he told me to come back. I want to talk to you. I'm not going to do any paper against you now. I want to talk to you with you out of alcohol in your mind.
So was it like this humiliation?
All of this.
Of what you did
yeah,
once
and I had to come back to the police station Saturday night, instead go out again. I came back to come here at 11 p.m. when I want to talk to you. And he was very clear to me.
So that's the time when you'll be out drinking?
Yes, and he told me, if you keep doing that, someone's going to kill you soon.
So he was giving you
very
a
advice.
Chance, a way out.
I'm not going to put anything against you because I know that you're a doctor. You're going to have a lot of trouble with that.
Right.
I'm going to give you a chance. But if you see you in Parachi again doing anything wrong, I'm going to put something in your notes.
So reality hit.
Yes.
You.
And then I went home, okay. And the following week I went out and came home from Friday to Saturday. And I was completely drunk. And I shoot on the TV, on a TV program. I don't know how I put in this channel. I don't know the name of the channel. And there was someone speaking about the church and things like that. And okay, let me watch this channel. I was speaking about prayers and prayer. I'm like, God, how is this God? What life that I have? Sadness.
So why didn't you switch it over?
That I couldn't, I don't know.
Yeah.
And then he said, bring some water, put on the bottle of TV or nearby, I'm going to pray that and drink that water. Okay, I'm going to try that.
So you got the glass of water?
Yes, a glass of water, a can of beer and some whiskey.
Right.
Okay.
So.
And then I'm sorry to say that, so this guy is ridiculous.
Right.
I said that. And then he prayed.
So you were there drinking in your living room?
Yes.
Watching TV?
Yes, I didn't understand. Until nowadays, it's crazy how things are. How could
so
this
pastor, this channel that you were flicking or whatever it was?
Yes. No,
get a glass of water.
Pressing, then I stop it there.
Right.
Don't ask me what is the reason. And then I was drinking my beer and my whiskey, and he finished praying. Okay, now I look at the TV like that. Now I'm going to drink this water because nothing's going to happen. Because you are ridiculous.
You were drunk at this time?
Completely drunk.
So
normal, Friday to Saturday.
In your drunken state, you got the water.
Yes, and then I'm going to drink the water.
I'm going to show you that this is not going to work.
Yes, and then
you drank
had the water. Okay, now I'm going to drink my beer.
Right.
And then when I put the beer, I have to say this, was like a fire. And then I had to run to the toilet. And I could not.
That never happened to you ever before?
Never. At that time, speak about praise or anything like that. It's ridiculous.
But after that prayer,
something changed.
Yeah.
Something changed.
And what did you do?
And the following day, I went to church. It was Friday to Saturday. I went to Saturday.
You went to that church, that same church?
Same church, yes.
And when you got there, what happened?
Well, was when I came to, I don't know, it was so different. And he started to pray, full of people. So what these people are doing here Saturday night? Because I have booked something for after.
Right.
Okay. And then, okay, I'll be here. And he prayed. and I saw many things inside. Okay, I like this place. I'm going to come back. And I didn't go out that night because I had booked something. I went home.
So that
straightforward.
That meeting, when you went home, was there anything different that night?
I didn't go out. No need to go out. I slept like a baby. I used to have a lot of nightmares.
You used to have nightmares?
Awful nightmares.
All that stopped?
Awful. That night I didn't have it. I slept like a baby. I didn't drink that Saturday night.
Right.
Because I should go out to drink. I went home. I slept. Okay, I start to, every Fridays or Sundays, I start to go.
So you started attending the meeting, the church?
Regularly.
That church.
Regularly. Until
so
nowadays, yeah.
That first visit was like, I found something.
Like something. The way they do things in this place is different.
So you kept going back? Prayers? You started learning to pray?
Oh, yes. And then the campaign of Israel.
Right. So your life started to change?
Completely.
From what you learned there?
Of course, it was a slow process. It's not like magic.
Yeah.
But my emptiness started to decrease, and straightforward, I met my husband, and the man the way I was looking for. And
today you're married for how long?
5 years.
5 years.
5 years. I was like, nobody likes
no
me.
Arguments?
We have a good relationship, no arguments.
No fights?
He understands me very well.
No alcohol?
We get along. No alcohol.
No scratching?
No, never. He can.
And he's alive and kicking?
Yes.
He's not going to die?
No, definitely
Your
not.
life has completely changed?
I'm very happy. Completely
who would you boil this down to? This life that you have today? Who would you say is the reason for your life to be the way it is?
I have to say, who does not know should go to this place that I've been to, this church. Because the way they do things is different. They show you what is inside of you, what is the reason for what is happening with you. Because as a doctor, so come on guys, this crazy stuff doesn't exist, come on.
Yeah, you, as a doctor, as a professional, you would have your opinion of things. You need to think rationally about things, right?
It does not exist.
But it's like, though we believe in the professionals and the advice on one hand, but then you can explain why your life is going like that. As you said, I'm in a good career, house, car, money, but everything else, this emptiness,
sadness,
depression, is still there.
Aggressivity, willing to destroy people's life.
Yes.
Yes. I couldn't stand to see a couple. And I used to go, when I used to see people getting mad, I used to cry.
Yes.
It was awful bad things inside of me.
So
they removed all of this. It's gone.
Yes.
Don't have
so
this.
Maybe you think the same thing, that my life cannot change. Well, I've got good news for you. It can change. And guess what? We have this glass of water here.
Yes, you
and
should try that.
Maybe you're thinking, maybe you're looking at me now, drunk, high on drugs, or maybe just down and depressed and thinking to yourself, what is this guy talking about? God, religion. If you have just flicked channels and you've been watching this lady here with, broken English, you can just about understand her, but you can relate to her story, then guess what? This is for you, because I believe this simple glass of water can help you. Get this glass of water now, because the same prayer, the same type of prayer that was said, I'll be saying now for you. For you that want help, you that don't want to feel this way anymore, you that want your life to change, you do not want to be stuck anymore. Maybe this fear of time, my life is going nowhere, what's the point? Let me drink myself to death. Maybe you're thinking of committing suicide. You're thinking of ending it all because you think time is running away with me, running away from me. Well, I have news for you. God, He can redeem the time, as He said. No matter what time you've lost in the past because of failed relationships, health issues, family problems, finances, your dreams not coming true, God can redeem that time. He can help you to get back what you lost all those years ago. It'll be like you're redeeming the time and getting everything that you wished or lost even, but you can get back in a short period of time. All right? We're going to go for the prayer now. If you would like to include your name for the prayer, pick up the phone, give us a call, and leave your name for us to pray for you. All right? We're going to go for the prayer right now.
Prepare now for the moment of prayer. If you would like us to make a prayer and include you in the Finding Answers prayer book, send your name and prayer request to prayer@findinganswers.tv.
My God, in the name of your Son, Jesus Christ, I present to you this person who is afraid. They have a fear, not of spiders, not of heights, not of rats or anything else, but this fear of time, which is worse, if I can say, than most of the common fears, is holding this person back. Whether they haven't achieved what they've wanted yet, or maybe this person has come in their own mind to the end of the road, the end of their life. And when they look back, they're afraid. They're worried that there's no more time to achieve their goals. My God, Josevania, she lost a husband, a partner. She lost another boyfriend before that. She used to drink herself until she made mistakes, even assaulting a policeman. But yet, my God, you saw in her desire to change, a desire to want a way out. And that's all you're looking for in this person. And maybe this person did as she did, mocking you, maybe mocking us, disbelieving that this prayer will work. But Lord, if you see inside of them a desire to change, if they have been stuck to this channel for this past 50 minutes, if this person truly wants to change, so let this simple glass of water be like that same glass of water that Josevania drank those years ago. I bless this glass of water now. And when they will drink it, let that fear, let that worry, that hurt, this person who couldn't sleep well at night because of the fear of time, this person who fears dying, this person who's had everything gone wrong in their lives and they're not planning any future. They're not planning any goals. My God, help this person now to achieve everything that they want, starting tonight. Let there be a sign tonight when they'll drink this water, when they'll go to sleep, and even tomorrow, my God. If anyone has an addiction, anyone has been affected by this fear, Lord, strengthen them now in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ. Drink this water now and receive what you haven't received ever, or maybe you haven't received in a long time. In Jesus' name. So, I believe if you've been watching us and you have been in pain, suffering a lot, then the prayer that I just said for you, I believe that this is the start. God has seen your pain. He's seen your suffering. And He's going to help you from this moment onwards. If you would like to talk to me personally, then I'm going to stay behind now. We're going to end the program and I will stay behind. And if you want to talk to me, then you can give this number a call. Okay? I will speak to you. If you want a personal prayer, I will pray for you. Okay? Josevania, it's late now. Josevania, sorry. If you'd like to have a word with her, or if she can't stay, we'll forward you where you can get in contact with her. And if you're going through a similar thing, you can speak to her face to face. She'll be able to help you, right? Because she has found the help herself. Well, it's been wonderful being in your presence tonight. Tomorrow we're going to have another live Finding Answers, all right? Have a wonderful evening. God bless you. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.